Greetings, everyone. My name is Paige. I'm the Eng lead for our developer relations team at Google DeepMind, which means that I get to work with the Gemini APIs, AI Studio, Gemma, and a whole bunch of other stuff every single day. So if you have startups that want to use our models, if you're curious about the capabilities of them, if there's something that you see today, please feel free to chat afterwards. I would love to hear about your use case and to see how we can work together. So I don't think it's a secret that Google has been a little bit busy. We have released, on average, a new model or a new feature every single day. Sometimes multiple ones a day over the course of the last couple of months. Latest flagship model is still Gemini 2.5 Pro for at least for now. Gemini 2.5 Flash Image Preview, aka Nano Banana. How many people have tried Nano Banana? Excellent. We're not the best at naming things, but Nano Banana being the exception, but we'll see that in a little bit. VO 3.1, which is our latest video generation model, which also includes audio, including audio in multiple languages, background effects, music, etc. Gemma 3N, which is part of our open model family, Genie 3, which is a world model, and our computer use API, which if we have time, we will also be demoing. So Gemini is special in a couple of ways. One of which is that it's natively multimodal, so it can understand video and images and audio and text and code and all of the above all at once, but it can also output multiple modalities, which means that you can output audio, including audio in multiple languages. You can output images and text interleaved or edit images, and you can do all of that with the same model. And so this is just kind of a subset of things that you can do with Gemini now if you explore within AI Studio, but it's a lot cooler to show rather than tell. It's a great way to play with DeepMind's models as soon as they come out. You can select different models here off to the right and get different insights about them. But you can also do things like add images. So I'm just going to select a sample image, maybe this one. I'm going to turn on structured outputs, which hopefully folks are using. Add some properties, so maybe like a landmark name, a country name, a city name, maybe a description, make all of that available as multiples. So if they want to return multiple values, they can, and then hit run. And we should see a JSON blob, that has kind of landmark name, country name, etc. You can just play with the models pretty quickly. And then if you can get something working in AI Studio, if you click Get Code, it gives you everything that you would need to replicate whatever you just did in AI Studio as part of your app. So if I go to Python, I hear that all of y'all are data humans, so probably love Python, or at least tolerate it. You can see that it's selected the specific model. It's kind of given you the blurb to configure. Also, it's incorporated a lot of information about the schema structure that I had asked for in structured outputs. And you're kind of off to the races as opposed to trying to figure out how to do this via documentation or via wizardry. So this is just an example of something that you could do with one of the base models themselves. But we've also recently introduced something called Gemini Live, which gives you the ability to talk to the models as if you were talking to a human in multiple languages and even doing really cool things like sharing your screen. So this is a blog post. It's for our Genie 3 world model, which if you haven't seen, I really suggest taking a look through. You can describe a scene that you'd like to experience and then holodeck style just navigate through it. So each frame is generated pixel by pixel. And none of this is using a physics engine behind the scenes. It's just a harness of models that are kind of creating these images as you click the arrow keys off here to the left. And you can have anything from like these watery landscapes that respond really well, like if you hit the lamp, if you hit it too hard, it sometimes gets knocked into the water, in which case if you circle back, you can see it again. And these experiences last for like 60 seconds, 90 seconds, at least for now. But it really does feel like you're in a completely different world. And you can start from either a text description or something like a photo. So if you want to relive one of your vacations or a hurricane in Florida, you can. But this is just very magical and also beside the point. So I was looking for something that we could ask Gemini about. This table, pretty decent example. I'm going to go back to AI Studio, and then I am going to share my screen. I'm also going to turn on something called grounding with Google search, and let's see how well it does. Hey there, Gemini, could you tell me what you see on the screen? I'm going to zoom in so we can all see.
I see a table comparing different models with respect to various capabilities in world simulation or video generation. The models are Game Engine, Genie 2, Veo, and Genie 3. The capabilities compared are resolution, domain, control, interaction horizon, and interaction latency.
Yeah, Gemini, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Which one would I care about if I wanted to care about 720p?
Based on the table, both Veo and Genie 3 support resolutions of 720p. Veo also supports resolutions up to 4K. Genie 3's specified resolution is 720p.
Yeah, could you tell me that? But could you tell me again just in Mandarin, like Chinese?
好的，根据表格，Veo 和 Genie 3都支持
Does anybody
720p 的
speak
解析
Chinese? I
度，
probably should have
其
asked
中
first. Like,
Veo
does
还
anybody
支
speak
持
Chinese?
高达 4K 的清晰度，而 Genie 3支持的清晰度是 720p。
Does anybody speak a language other than English? I'll be polite this time. Portuguese? Yeah, Brazilian Portuguese or Portuguese Portuguese? Brazilian Portuguese? Could you tell me that again, Gemini? But could you tell me in Brazilian Portuguese?
Sim, claro. De acordo com a tabela, tanto o Veo quanto o Genie 3 suportam a
doing
resolução de
okay? Or-
720p. O Veo também suporta resoluções de até 4K, enquanto o Genie 3 tem a resolução especificada de 720p.
So this is our Gemini Live feature. You can send video data. You can send like video data from your screen, from your phone camera, audio. And then again, if you click Get Code, all of it is kind of handled for you through the code that you can copy and paste. And again, this is a single model call. So single model capable of supporting all of these different languages, over 140 the last time we checked, but we keep finding ones that we hadn't included as part of the 140. So like test out a language that you're skeptical about. It supports Klingon, it supports Elvish, try to put it through its paces and let us know what you find. That's Gemini Live. It also ends up being on the order of, I think, 1 penny per minute of interactions. So this is the speech to text, LLM understanding, and text-to-speech pipeline all bundled into one API call. And again, just about, a penny a minute. So that is Gemini Live. Actually, the other thing that I was going to point out was grounding with Google search. So as an example, hey, Gemini, could you tell me what the temperature is like in New York City today, and then also what it's going to be like for the rest of the week?
The current temperature in New York City is 53 degrees Fahrenheit, or 12 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
It feels like 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, there will be clouds during the day and light rain at night,
that's a lot of
with a
information,
chance of
so I'm just
rain
gonna hit
around
stop.
10% during the...
It gave me obviously a lot of information, also citations, if as part of the REST API call. And it used code execution to and our search grounding feature, which is baked in order to look up information on Google search. And when you look at the code snippet, so this guy over here, if you scroll down, you can see that to incorporate search as a tool call, it's a one-liner. You can also add custom tools if you would prefer to kind of cobble together with Gemini Live or with any of the other models. Something else that we've been working on pretty significantly is our build feature for generating apps, including AI-enabled apps, and then deploying them on Google Cloud. So this is available today at ai.dev/build, but you can do really interesting things like, say, create an app that takes a photo of the user with the webcam. It's Halloween, so I'm going to say something like, the app should then ask the user for their favorite animal, and what costume they would like to have for Halloween. The app should then use Nano Banana to show the user dressed in a DIY costume while cuddling their favorite animal. Be creative. Dressed in a related costume. And I've never tried this before, so like we'll see if it works. Fingers crossed. So I hit enter, and immediately you're launched into something that looks a little bit like an IDE. If you expand out the thinking section off to the left, you can see Gemini 2.5 Pro walking through kind of the architecture. We have a very opinionated stack for the app building process itself. So we've got React, Tailwind, probably some other things that you've probably seen. And it incorporates all of the latest features and models that are available in our Gen AI SDK. So it knows, even though I said Nano Banana, it knows that I mean like Gemini 2.5 Flash image. It should be able to figure out what should be incorporated into the app itself. And if it encounters any errors along the way, it should also be able to take the error, put it back into the Gemini model, and fix itself. So it makes it very, very easy to experiment, and bless you, and to keep kind of running through a lot of these images. So let's see what happens. There's also a save to GitHub feature in the upper right. If you want to add different files, you can. So you can upload images, upload text files, and PDF files. So let's see how this goes. Oh gosh, so that is hopefully it like sees me and not the yep. So it's got, let me zoom out a little bit. I'm currently like 100 something, but favorite animal, Finnick Fox, a dream Halloween costume, maybe like a not a rocket ship, but maybe like a robot. And then let's see how well it does. Powered by Gemini Nano Banana, which I did not ask for it to add, but like, oh, there we go. So there's like a robot with me inside it, a Finnick Fox. That is honestly like a very cute Finnick Fox, and he has like a little spaceship thing. That's very sweet. And so clearly everybody else wants to try this as well. Like obviously, and so if I click deploy app, which I will absolutely be sending to all of my nieces and nephews, you can select a cloud project, click deploy. And then what it does is it kind of creates logging, storage, it deploys the app via Cloud Run, it hides all your API keys so they can't be exfiltrated from the app itself, and it also gives you a unique URL. So if all of y'all wanted to like go and like experiment with this, you could. Maybe I will say favorite animal is a Labradoodle puppy. Maybe like a goblin, and we'll see how well that works. And then if I go to my Google Cloud Console, you can see the request counts, the logs, and as the kind of app as the app gets more utilization, since this is based on Cloud Run, it will also scale out and support like increased workloads. So we should see pretty soon some sort of logging data coming in. Oh my gosh, yeah, that is also very cute, but for the app itself. And then couple more demos because we've got time for it. We also just recently added Gemini support in Colab. So again, all of y'all are data humans, or hopefully data humans, which means that you've seen, well, actually, how many folks have seen Colab before? Okay, more than have seen AI Studio, but still, like second piece of homework, like go try Colab if you enjoy Python programming. It's a notebook-based environment. You can access GPUs, single node GPUs or TPUs, and kind of interact with a compute runtime that can do a broad spectrum of data tasks. But we've also incorporated Gemini's kind of step-by-step reasoning process to do things like analyze CSVs. So I'm going to just grab one that's handy here. You could also just add a URL, and it knows how to kind of curl in or wget in rather the file itself, or to use something like Pandas reads the CSV reader to pull in the data too. But you can say something to the effect of, please do exploratory data analyses on these data, and also experiment with a few different models to predict California housing prices. which is always a very sad thing. And then hit enter. Similar to what we just saw with the app builder example, it should give us kind of the step-by-step process to do the data analysis. So I'm going to accept and run it. It will load the data set, do EDA. So we've got this kind of step-by-step preparation that's going to happen. I'm going to collapse this guy so it's easier to see, and then zoom out so it's easier as well. But it's adding the text and then the code running it, and then using each previous step to inform the next steps. So as it does EDA, it will take kind of the shape of the data, the distribution of some of the features, decide which ones should be included. We'll visualize them and we'll wrangle with matplotlib so I do not have to. And then we'll also kind of show me the results along the way. This is, I love this just because I hate trying to remember all of the Seaborn and matplotlib data incantations. And it's a really nice way to just get a quick overview of a lot of different EDA tasks without necessarily sitting in front of a screen and interacting with it yourself. I also feel like not enough people look at their data, and a big reason for that is that they don't necessarily have the tools or the ability to do it by themselves. And this kind of solves a lot of that problem. But while this is cooking, I'm going to go back to the presentation. VO is our video generation model. No presentation is complete without a quote from Andre Carpathy, and here's mine. So I truly believe that video is a powerful medium for understanding everything and communicating it with folks. VO 3.1 can do a broad spectrum of things, so it can do grounding based on reference images. It can have, that same character in a different collection of scenes, animate images, including with guidance, different camera controls, outpainting, so you can take a full screen video and turn it into widescreen. You can add things to video, you can remove things, you can have reference face movements, so a character and then some way in which you want the character to react. You can use first and last frame and then interpolate between them. And you can also do things like this, which is probably copyright protected.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading.
This is a
and the
commercial that I
tenderness
want
of
to
the filet.
replicate,
It's
and I'm going to
tasty,
show you how you
warm,
can do that with
total
different VO models.
satisfaction.
Also, this is not me, Paige, talking about the Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's like some other Paige that also enjoys chicken sandwiches. The process with VO2 to replicate this is you feed in the video to Gemini. It creates the very detailed prompts, which you can give back to the VO2 model. You use Gemini text-to-speech to do the voiceover. You use Lyria, which is one of our music generation models, in order to do the music background, and it takes a little bit less than 30 minutes. I stitched it together with Camtasia. You could also use MoviePie, and it ends up like this.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Which I thought was pretty good. I was very pleased with like the chill guitar music, but the process with VO3 got a little bit better. So you just give the video to Gemini 2.5, it generates the prompt, which you give to VO3. And this is what it looked like in June.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet.
So that was first shot in June, so like 4, maybe 5 months ago. Same prompt into VO 3.1, same process. And this is what it looks like now.
Hi, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet.
So 4 months, delta, same prompt, same process, and it's amazing to see what has changed. So with that, I'm going to fly through, because I have no time left, to just say that like even the tiny models are getting better and better. Our Gemma 3N release is just about as good as Gemini 1.5 Pro, which was our best model, I guess around 8 months ago. But it's 4 billion parameters in size. You can download it to your laptop. There's a quantized version which fits on mobile devices, can be stuffed into a browser. And my final point is that all of y'all in the the room, it has never been a better time to be a founder, especially a solo founder or a founder with a small team. I think that people can do very, very magical things right now in a very short amount of time. I remember when I first started training models, it took months to do anything that was reasonably interesting. And now it feels like with these truly democratized tools and approaches, you can build things that felt like sci-fi even just a year ago. So go build stuff and like get these nice people to fund you, and share it also with the world. And thanks again for staying here, for coming out. Go test out AI Studio at ai.dev and send me emails because I love questions.